What's up, everybody? Big Hurt, Prison Talk. Finally got the stream to work, so we're going live. So if you got some questions, hit me up. Let me know what's happening. Let me know how your holidays was. Want to send a shout out to all of our supporters and to everybody who's told their friends and family to subscribe to our channel and, comment on the videos, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. Check out also our Instagram, which is Fresh Out Series, and also check out our Twitter, which is Fresh Out Series. And send us comments. If you have any comments or anything, let us know what's up. If you have anything you want to ask as far as a question, you can always email us also at freshoutseries@gmail.com. And if you want to get some of this dope apparel, we got the t-shirts, hats, pre-workout drink, hit us up at www.freshoutseries.com. We also have a podcast that's going to be coming out, and you'll be able to check that out. It'll be Fresh Out Series, and you'll be able to check us out and look for the podcast, and that'll be pretty interesting. And also, that'll be on SoundCloud. So sign up on SoundCloud and check out the podcast. And like I said, we thank you for being patient. My business partner is back in town. He came through. He got the YouTube working. So, we're going to go ahead and see what kind of questions we can get going here. Somebody was asking here. It says, let me see. Can you say butt cheeks? You guys like that butt cheek stuff, huh? It's like you guys got a fascination with butt cheeks and getting your wig split. It's all good, though. Yeah, you can ask questions now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Whatever you want to add, go ahead and hit me up with them. Does muscle protect you from getting shanked? No. Muscle will not protect you from getting shanked. If you get shanked, you better know how to just defend yourself or get the hell out the way. So it ain't got nothing to do with the shank. But yeah, what was new for the 2017 is Fresh Out Series is gonna start looking hopefully to get hooked up with a network. We're looking to step our game up and hopefully bring this to a network near you guys. So you guys keep supporting us, subscribing to the channel, and make people aware that there is something out there that's not just the bullshit that you see on lockup. There's some real talk going down with Prison Talk and the Fresh Out interviews. Who's the most famous person you prison with? I don't know about famous. There's all kind of people that I've ran across as far as in prison. Big drug dealers, guys who have done a lot of time. But as far as famous, ran across a couple mob guys, but nobody in particular. Do you stay in touch with your prison buddies? Yeah, I actually have guys that I did time with, and we keep in touch on a regular. Chef Big V, my cellie I did time with. He's been out for a couple years. We stay in touch. I got Homeboy still in there that I keep in touch with. I email them, and they send me texts and stuff like that. So, I keep in touch with everybody, man. I keep it real. A lot of the dudes I did time with, because I know how it is, to have that support and to have, to be able to talk to somebody who's on the outside. Big Hurt, did you give any homie love while busted? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. As far as, I don't know if you're talking about like looking out for cats. I try to look out for whoever I could. Can snitches get respect? Nah, snitches ain't getting no respect. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing happening with that. Compton Blow right here. Fuck everybody. Oh, okay. Well, then you be a little whatever. Can you smoke cigarettes in prison? They actually banned cigarettes in prison. So cigarettes became a big hustle. If you get a can of Bugler up in there, you could probably make you a couple thousand off of it. And usually that's being brought into prison through a plug. I'm not going to say how, but you can kind of put it together, and dudes are slanging cigarettes up in there big time. So, cigarettes and weed are basically hand in hand. They're both hot commodities in prison. is it a good idea to find a shot caller and take him out? You know, that's that shit they be doing in the movies. Ain't nobody, most of the time, you don't even know who's calling the shots because the person who's in the front is not really the person making the decision. So you'll mess around and fuck with the wrong person and get your wig split. So it ain't like anybody's out there pursuing the dude who's a shot caller to try to get a name for themselves. You gotta be a dumbass. You just want to do your time and go home. Any people try to break out, I don't run across any cats in particular trying to break out. But let me see, it says, how do you make alcohol in prison? We actually have an episode on prison talk with Pruno. Actually, Prison Spreads. Chef Big V talks about making Pruno in prison. So go back and check out Prison Spreads, and you can see Chef Big V get down with the Pruno, and you know, it's all good. Yeah, man, it's a lot of, you know, you got a lot of trolls out there. They ain't got nothing better to do. I see them talking shit on the little board, you know, but I'm not even gonna pay them any mind because they basically got little wee-wees and shit. So they sitting there, you know, feeling a little some way. So I'm not even gonna entertain them. Shout out from Roseville. That's right, Roseville in the house. Can I be a blood on the street and go to prison and join a Crip card? Nah, partner. You gonna get your wig split for that. You know, whatever you were rolling with on the street, if you don't roll with it in prison, just don't roll with anybody. But you don't jump cars like that. It ain't going down. Do you still go to the gym? Yup, I hit the gym. I just got back from the gym. I hit the gym 5 days a week. You know. It says Triple G, let them know prison is not a field. We will have people make a script for us. You know, a lot of people think this just a joke, you know, and like I said before, I don't try to glamorize prison. I don't try to, you know, make it seem like it was a rite of passage. I went through it. I wish I never would have. I wish I would have went to fucking Ivy League college. I wish I would have stuck with school, but I didn't. And I tried to take advantage of the situation while I was in there and make the best of it. And that's what I'm doing now, is bringing this show to you, me and my business partner, and, you know, trying to give you guys something positive. And like I said, man, go to our website. We got a lot of good stuff on there, www.freshoutseries.com. And, you know, support our Twitter and Instagram, which is Fresh Out Series. Hello, Big Herc from Sweden. Shout out to Sweden. Good looking. How safe is it to have friends from different races? I had a white homeboy. I had a Korean homie. I celled up with a Mexican guy from up north. I had a homeboy that was Asian and black. I had, you know, black homeboys. I had homies from every race, so race wasn't no thing with me. If Big V for you into a fight, would you have obligated to help him and vice versa? Of course. Big V was my brother up in the pen, you know what I'm saying? He was 2 cells down from me. I had his back, he had my back. My celly was Mexican, man. If somebody ran up in there, it don't matter what race they are, they would have got their wig split because I was on some guerrilla tactics up in there, so wouldn't nothing have been happening. So, yeah, it don't matter what race. If I was your homie, I wasn't going to let you get beat down. What's the scariest situation you had in prison? Situations in prison, it would most likely be dealing with the motherfucking warden or the guards. Inmates, I wouldn't really trip them, man. This is part of the game, you know. It's like being in the streets out there hustling, you know. You deal with it. But as far as the guards, you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking intimidation and, you know, whatever tactics the warden tried to do to create control over the people. But yeah, did you ever hoop anything? Nah. How do you talk to girls? You know, spit that game. If a gang member is fucking with you in prison and you split his wig and earn respect, will the entire gang shank or split your wig? If you get into it another gang member in prison, most likely what happens is you go to the shot caller, whoever the shot caller for that clique is, or whoever that dude's homies, they're going to get at you. And, you know what I'm saying, you usually try to mediate the situation so that way you just don't jump into something and create a big riot and then, you know, work it out. If not, they usually try to set up a situation where a motherfucker can get down or whatever the case may be, but you try to squash it politically before you create a situation. Anybody bench 405 in there? Yeah. There was cats up in there repping with 405 on the natch. You know what I'm saying? I seen cats at Sheridan before they took the weights getting down with 495. A cat from DC. He was a beast up in there, and he was like 50 years old. You know, people that got ran up top. Yeah, I seen a cat get ran up top. He was up in there, nigga from this cat from down south. He was, I guess they found out he was hot, and he was up in there playing, shooting dice, and they was gambling and shit, and they didn't even let him know it was coming, man. They basically whooped his motherfucking ass and stuffed him up underneath the bunk bed, and they didn't find him till after count. Have the guards ever abused their authority? Of course. You know what I mean? You got dudes who are fucking, a lot of ex-military, no disrespect, but you got some dudes who are fucking weenies who are trying to assert their manhood over dominant males. And, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they try to abuse that, man, until they get checked. And they will get checked. What's up, bro? Danielle in Hawaii. Good shout out to you, man. And shout out to the homies in Hawaii. Yoshi, a lot of the homies out there who I did time with. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had your salad tossed? Hell nah. Salad tossed in prison. I had some females looking my booty on the streets. Ain't nothing getting tossed in prison though. What was your nickname in prison? Big Hurt. So, can a chomo join a gang? Nah, they ain't fucking with no chomos up in there, man. The guards wake you up early. Usually the doors crack at 5:30 a.m. and motherfuckers are up. A lot of times, as soon as the doors crack, you ain't laying in bed. You put your boots on. And you get ready for breakfast. How did you meet Callie? Callie, I met him at the gym out here. Come to find out, we know some of the same people, and we've been friends ever since, man. That's a good dude. Shout out from Sano, California. Shout out to Sano, much love, Bay Area. I went to school out in Frisco, junior high school, Martin Luther King Hunters Point. Shout out to the Frisco, Potrero Hill, Bay Area, 3rd Street, all that. Any banging from female CEOs for money? Yeah. There was I had a couple cats out of that spots, man, where the female CEOs were actually slanging pussy, and a couple of them fuck around and got pregnant. So they were getting their money up in there at some of the medium or lower institutions where dudes had bankroll. They were getting their fuck on. Do pimps have a hard time in prison? Nah. I knew some pimp niggas, man, and they didn't have no issues. Them niggas I was cool with a couple of them. They just was regular dudes getting their money, on the street, but never had any issues with them. Do pimps get raped in prison? I ain't seen no pimps get raped in prison. Motherfuckers who were getting raped with people I seen a dude, I didn't see him, but I know of it because they locked the institution down. It found out that he had was doing some child porn shit, and they ran a broomstick up in his ass, and there was blood all over the cell. He was fucked up, went to infirmary, never came back. Did you come up with this YouTube channel while you were in prison? No, I actually came up with Fresh Out. While I was in prison, walking the yard, the concept, and I figured that I wasn't going to get out and work a 9 to 5, so I had to come up with something that was going to allow me to be employed myself and actually share the experience with the general public. So I came up with the concept, got out, a couple years later, hooked up my business partner, and basically we formulated perfected the concept, shot our first episode with Cali Muscle, and here we are today. You can see my story on our YouTube, Big Herc's story. It's on there. You can also see it on www.freshoutseries.com. When you going to do one on CYA? I'll do a prison talk maybe on CYA. I think I did one already. But, California Youth Authority ain't no joke, man. Preston, D. Will Nelson, Chad. It's fucked up, man, But, I think I did talk about California Youth Authority. I did 2 years, 8 months in California Youth Authority, and I actually went to fire camp. Who was the strongest card in the Cali prison? Well, state and Fed is different, man. Fed, you got dudes from all over. You know what I'm saying? You got, Crip Blood, Gangster Disciple, Sereno Norteño, Mexican Mafia. You got, the MA, you got, the Pisces, you got a lot of different cliques. So as far as whoever runs the drugs in that particular institution and has the numbers, usually controls that particular institution. Have you ever been refused a job due to being in prison? Shout out to Northern Ireland. You know what? I actually got laid off from a job one time because of my record. It was for, I was selling limited partnerships. I had a Series 23 and I was trying to get a Series 7, And because of my record, I couldn't qualify to get a Series 7, which allows you to trade commodities. So it does affect jobs dealing in the financial world in certain fields, unless you go back and get your record expunged, and you got to, there's ways to go about doing that also. And interviewed Jade Diggs from the Crest side, Vallejo. He was in the feds. I heard about that. I don't know Jade Diggs personally. Shout out to Jade Diggs, V-Town. I know I did time with a couple cats from out there. Have them reach out if you want to interview Jade Diggs. And I'm down to film you, homie. You ever had any relation with a female prison guard? Nah, I wasn't that fortunate. I didn't get to, bust out a guard and, get it cracking. But I did have some homies who, fraternized with the female guards. And I had some partners that actually hooked up with a couple of teachers because they worked in a law library. And, what I'm saying, they made it do. They were putting it down. Did you get along with the Surenos? I didn't have any issues with them. You know what I'm saying? Even though my celly was a North Daniel, because the way I carried myself, and of course I couldn't kick it. We couldn't kick it like that on the yard, but I, in private here and there, I would chop it up because they knew that I was about my business, and I did a lot of legal work. So legal work allowed me to cross a lot of lines and do work for different people, even though directly they couldn't do it with me. They would use one of their homeboys or somebody else, and they would have me help them out with motions and legal work and stuff like that. Are you going to teach more classes? I would like to get into public speaking and working with the juveniles, and hopefully providing some alternatives for the youth as far as just generally speaking mentorship, because I didn't have a mentor, never had a pops. A female raising a man raising a young boy is not the same as a man. And sometimes you need that male influence to kind of give you, a sense of self. So definitely I would love to mentor some of these youngsters, man, who got the game fucked up. Did Mexicans put it down when you were locked up? Everybody was putting it down, you know what I'm saying? It seemed there was a lot of, shit kicked off, man. It'd be Mexicans, it might be DC, it might be Crip Car. I mean, it was going down with everybody up in there. Did you ever meet Mac Dre? I didn't get a chance to meet Mac Dre. He left Lompoc before I got there. He was in Lompoc, I guess a couple years before I got there, and by the time I got there, he was already out. Do you miss any aspects of prison? Hell no. I have fucking nightmares about prison, man. Sometimes I have a recurring dream that I'm locked up, and I wake up in a cold sweat because in the dream I don't have a release date, and I don't know how the fuck I got there. Prison, man, the post fucking traumatic, whatever you want to call it, man, that shit is fucked up, man. I mean, I used to have dreams in prison that I was free, and then I would think I was free, then I hear the doors open up, and that shit was traumatizing, man. And ain't nothing cool about that shit, and I don't miss none of it. When I think I have a bad day, I reminisce, and I'm cool. Did you ever see someone die? I seen a motherfucker bleeding out, you know what I'm saying, and they locked it down. He never came back to the facility. Whether he died or not, I don't know. What gang did you bang in Sacramento? I was from North Highlands. It was North Highlands gangster Crips, this was back in like the 80s and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I was from North Highlands. Anybody that went to North Highlands between 88 to like 91, 92, they knew about me. What happens if you're a racist in prison, and what does a hole look like? Have you ever been to the hole? Hole is fucked up. It's basically lockdown cells. I've been to the hole. It's you know what I'm saying? You have limited resources in there, maybe a book or two. The food is brought to the cell. You do everything in the cell, and it's just, you know what I'm saying, locked down 24/7, man. You got to shit and do everything else in the cell. You might get a shower every couple days. Have you ever sold drugs to kids? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid selling drugs. The first time I sold drugs, I was 15, but I was selling to grown people. I was fucking with grown-ups and fighting grown men when I was 15, 14, but I never sold drugs to no fucking kids. My brother's getting out after 17 years. How do I, or what did I do to be respectful? 17 years is a long time, man. Hopefully you've been communicating with him and you can see where his head's at. But the main thing is just you guys having a line of communication and trying to create an understanding for each other and see where he's at. Some people could do, I know guys who've done 20-something years, got out, and they're cool, you know what I mean? But they never really bought into the system. Once you become institutionalized, it's a wrap, man. It's hard to shake that once you think that that's become your norm. if I join a gang in prison, am I in that gang on the street now? Not necessarily, because they got prison gangs that don't really function on the streets. So, but if you're in a, depending on what level of what you get involved with in prison, sometimes dudes have to get out and put in work. And a lot of times there are some dudes in prison that have joined a gang, get out, and now they're calling shots for the youngsters in that gang on the street. So, yeah, you could possibly spill over and have involvement on the street once you get out. Sell drugs in prison. You sell drugs in prison, you're liable to get caught up. Drugs and gambling are the two biggest things that'll get your wig split. So, what I'm saying? I wouldn't advise either one of them. Who was the weirdest dude in prison? There's a lot of weird motherfuckers, man. Half these dudes are 5150. J-Cats, crazy. They were on drugs. They committed, they did a lot of shit while they were high. They get into prison. They don't have access to those drugs, so they're on some weirdo shit. And, they're trying to go to a med call, which is the pill line to get drugs now. And that's a hustle. So you got dudes who are supposed to be taking their medication, and they act like they swallow them. They bring them back to the unit, and they're slanging them same drugs to these dudes up in there who got these habits, man. So, it's a lot of weird motherfuckers, man. And, you gotta play chess and outthink these motherfuckers, Can a child molester get respect? Fuck no. Soon as you find out a motherfucker's a child molester, you see his paperwork, you better check that motherfucker, or you gotta let his car know, because if they know that you knew and you didn't say nothing, you're gonna get your wig split, man. That shit is a violation. What kind of workouts did you do? Well, like I said, I did a lot of legal work, so I had laundry bags, and what I would do is I'd fill these laundry bags up with books, and I would basically tie them together, and I would do curls. You know what I'm saying? I would do side laterals, military press. Me and Chef V, that was my workout partner. We'd work out 3 days a week with the laundry bags. You know what I'm saying? We get busy. So, and then we get through, we take them apart and put it up. And because they were laundry bags and considered legal work, they couldn't confiscate it. They would confiscate water bags and shit like that. So you had to use something that was outside of that so they wouldn't take it. How do you feel about Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump? I don't really get into politics, but I know that motherfucking Hillary was just as scandalous. You know what I'm saying? Do guards help prevent rape cases? No. If you get raped in there, you can go tell a guard. But as far as if you go tell a guard that you're gonna get raped, then now you're basically considered a rat. So you're better off just handling your business, man. Because as soon as you start going back and forth to the guard shack dropping kites, you're gonna be labeled a motherfucking punk. Did you associate with any gangs in prison? No. I knew everybody. I knew my cellie was a Norteño. Some of my other homeboys are Crips. I was from up north. So I knew dudes, some Crips and Bloods from up north that I knew from the street. I was cool with some LA Bloods up in there because we used to write scripts together and study and stuff. I used to chop it up with some cats from Florida. I was cool with a couple of dudes from Chicago with GDs. We used to talk about different things. So I hollered at a lot of people, man. Because like I said, I did legal work, so I was able to kind of communicate, and guys respected the fact that I had a studious, personality, and they would always ask me questions about different things. Are you allowed to have porno books in prison? It was fucked up, but when you get transferred, if you try to ship them with you, a lot of times they go through your property and they throw them out. They're on some gay shit up in there. So most of the institutions that have porno books are places that have been around for a long time, or either some guards have looked out and brought them into some of the inmates. Do Norteños hate blacks? No. No. Norteños is cool, you know what I'm saying? I've seen white, black, Asian Norteños. It's a mixed race. It's a mixed group. Are you a dropout? No. I was never a Norteño. My homeboy, like I said, he was in the gang, and because, I was a cellie, I looked out for him, he looked out for me, but I'm not no dropout. Are some prison guards corrupt? Of course. They need to make money like everybody else, man. They're human beings, They see an opportunity to take advantage of it. If a guard could bring in a fucking $20 can of Bugler and make $200-300. Come on, man, they getting their money. It's a hustle. Do you know about the Illuminati? I read a lot of stuff about it. You know what I'm saying? I read about a lot of books in there about just Masons and just a hierarchy of how how a lot of the politicians work and things like that. But I'm not like no expert in it. But I did do a lot of reading while I was in prison, more than I did on the street. Do you think prison system has improved or got worse since you got out? Shit, man, prison it's always been fucked up, man. I think it's gotten even worse because they took away the weights. They're fucking, what I'm saying? They got dudes doing all this slave labor. They're making fucking jeans for these fucking fashion houses on the street. They're making, stuff for the military. It's just, and they're getting paid pennies on the dollar, man. It's exploitation at its highest, man. Picking potatoes for fucking, agriculture, man. It's just like, dudes, it's just slave labor, man. And ain't nobody in there whining, but at the same time, man, they're putting these crazy sentences on these dudes, and what I'm saying? They're not and then you got a motherfucker who get a gang of time for selling dope, and then a motherfucking molester be home in fucking 6 months. Come on, man, it's on some faggot shit. But yeah, man, it's horrible, man. It ain't nothing cool about the prison system. Have you ever seen a CO get his cheeks busted out? Nah, but I seen a CO get out with an inmate, took his motherfucking belt off, and they went toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? And when all said and done, he put his fucking belt back on, and it was all good, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I seen some COs at Rampart that was on some, high power shit, and they just is a different level of respect, man. The USPs, motherfuckers is not playing no games. Even though shit can kick off at a camp, you know what I'm saying? But the USPs is dudes got a lot of time and they're not playing no games. Whenever you have a chance, Triple OG, you have a boot camp how to train prison style. I did a couple workouts on the prison workouts of working out just like with the dumbbells and stuff, shit you could do at home. For the most part, most guys in prison are doing burpees and shit like that to keep their cardio up. And, what I'm saying, just to stay active and shit like that. But, like I said, you guys tell your friends and family to subscribe to our YouTube, man. Subscribe to Fresh Out Life After Penitentiary. And, like I said, subscribe to our Twitter and our YouTube. And, check out our podcast on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? Keep supporting. We want to bring this shit to the next level, get some professional production behind this and really, hype it up for y'all. Because I know that this show could be the shit if it was on regular TV. Do I shop at Walmart? Nah, man. What was the funniest moment you had in prison? I don't know. We used to try to watch, they bring us movies on the weekend. So, you try to get a good laugh when you're watching a movie. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it. But yeah, man, you guys, the questions and stuff, the emails, we appreciate all that. We appreciate, all the inquiries about just different topics that you guys send in because we want to give you guys something real. Our mob guys cool in prison. They're just like anybody else, man. They don't really fuck with a lot of people. Most guys, mob guys are on the East Coast anyways, and I didn't do time on the East Coast. I did time on the West Coast, and I ran across a few of them, but they were pretty much kept to themselves. Did you meet or know anybody in there that was from San Fernando Valley? Yeah. I knew a couple cats from the Valley. I think they, have you ever seen someone get their ass busted for fucking with the TV? Yup. I seen a motherfucker turn the channel, and another dude was on the top tier watching the TV, and basically he told him to turn it back, and he didn't turn it back. And he just went and got their shank, man, and both of them started going at it with shanks, just like that. That TV is not to be fucked with, man. So, especially like at the USP, you can turn the TV, without going and getting the remote control from the guard. You can just go up there and turn it. But in a lot of the other institutions, and they have TV rooms too, but a lot of times, you don't go in there and start turning the TV, man, and thinking that you're going to run shit, because somebody come in there and just turn it on purpose just to see if they can split your motherfucking wig, how come Chef V doesn't do any cooking episodes anymore? You know what? I just had a conversation with Chef V the other day, and actually Chef V is going to try to come out with a cookbook. So, you know, the more you guys send in support for Chef V, I'm working on getting him back on the camera so we can do this cookbook and bring you guys some more dishes. But you guys, yeah, I want to wrap this up. I just want to give you guys, like I say, another edition of this live YouTube. And, you know, I thank you guys for really supporting, you know, what we've been doing. And, you know, look forward to the questions, the emails. Like I said, hit us up, freshout@gmail.com, freshoutseries@gmail.com. And also, if you want to see my story, you can go to our website, www.freshoutseries.com, or you can check us out at Fresh Out Life After the Penitentiary on YouTube. All right, y'all, I'm out. Look for the next YouTube. We'll be sending out some notices here coming up real soon on our Instagram and Twitter. Fresh Out Series. Support the movement. Big Hurt, Fresh Out. I'm out.